What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Boxing Club podcast. I am yours truly, Big Chubbs, alongside with my pod mate Lou Almighty. What's up, baby?
What up, baby?
What's poppin', Pin?
What's cracking?
How you been, bro? It's been a minute.
Been a minute, bro. Been a minute.
It's been a long ass minute. I actually got an email the other day from Anchor asking me if we still pod because it's been a
Hey,
while.
yeah. The email was like, "Hey, y'all dead or y'all good?"
y'all dead? Or y'all
No,
good?
we good, bro.
So what's
We in
up,
the
bro? How you
background
been?
working. Man, we in the background working, bro. We've been at these fights, so we've been around in person. We were at the last next gen fight with with Matias and Butcher, and we had Lawrence in attendance, and we became big fans of that young gentleman that put on the show, uh,
Oh, dude, el conejo.
El Conejo, man. That kid's no
Yeah.
joke, bro. I love that. I've said it a million times, right? It's not that he was action packed because a lot of guys are action packed. It's the showmanship. It's the showmanship. He brought a lot of pizzazz to the fight, so it was entertaining. On top of the fact that he was very battle ready and fight
Bro, he
entertaining.
he won he won that fight, bro.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, man.
He
That's
won
another
that
thing.
fight.
The kid even walked down in good spirits.
Highway robbery
Highway
for
robbery,
sure.
man, because he even walked out in good spirits when we spoke with him because he knew he wanted to fight, and a lot of people on his way out were telling him, "Hey, you won the fight, you won the fight." So he made a lot of fans that night.
Well, even Lawrence, bro, even Lawrence went up to him and was like, "Hey, you won that
Yeah,
fight."
Lawrence King as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I
He's
mean?
like, you good, you good.
So, so why you think shit like that happens in boxing all the time, bro?
You know what it is? It was like his first or second fight,
In
first
the
fight in the
U.S.,
states,
no, it's the first fight in the
U.S.
states for sure.
First fight in the states. When you're very young in the career, I think if you're not plugged in correctly, you're literally fighting to make a statement to get that win against a hometown fighter. So the opponent, uh, I can't pronounce his last name. I don't want to butcher it. He was the hometown fighter. He was the promoter's guy, so he naturally was supposed to win. And a lot of times, these guys get set up a certain way because you're supposed to win. It's supposed to be, it's supposed to look good, but you're supposed to win that night. And the judges maybe have that in the back of their head. Like, this is
So
a
they give him a
hometown fighter.
draw.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, that's the politics of boxing, unfortunately. But just like Isaac Cruz, right? Isaac Cruz fought on Sunday, but when he fought at the crypto arena, I still call it the Staples. It'll always be Staples Center to me.
It's always gonna be the
Um,
Staples Center, bro. I don't care what anybody says,
I
dog.
it's iconic, bro. It's iconic. Home of Kobe Bryant, and rest in peace. Although I'm a Warriors fan, you dig?
Yeah.
Um, um, the Yeah. So when he fought that night, when Isaac Cruz fought Javante Davis that night, he lost the fight, but he put on such a fight that he gained probably a lot of Javante's fans as well.
Yeah.
A star was born that night, and he got adopted by Los Angeles because he
And
put on
and
such a fucking show.
and that's what I was explaining. Because I was at the fight, right?
Mm,
A big shout out to my homeboy Steve Ortiz, bro. It was a great night, and I was chilling with him and his cousin. His cousin came down from Mochis because um, they're related to the dude who fought Pitbull, which is Zurdito Ramirez, who's been on the podcast before with us.
right, right.
So I was telling him, he was like, "Fuck, Pitbull was loved in L.A."
Yeah,
And I was giving him the backstory on how LA adopted him because of the performance that he put up
against Tank.
when he fought Tank. And he was
Hmm.
like, "Oh shit, I had no idea." I
Yeah,
was like, "So technically, LA is his hometown. When he comes to the states, LA is his
yeah.
hometown."
That's his spot.
Because
Yeah, he got adopted.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. The floor was shaking. Like
when he walked in.
When he walked in, the crowd went nuts, bro.
Yeah, I believe it.
And shout out to my homie Jose from Mochis, bro. He was like, no mames, güey, está temblando el pinche piso.
Yeah, it reminds me, it takes me back to when I was in there watching Victor Ortiz fight Josecito Lopez and Canelo walked in. Because a lot of people don't know this. Canelo was supposed to fight Victor Ortiz next. That fight was in the works in the background. De La Hoya had that in the background. He just had to get past Josecito, which was supposed to be just a little step-in tune-up fight, since Berto had been yanked out of the fight due to the Peds. But yeah, Canelo walked into the Staples Center midway through the card, and the crowd goes nuts, like absolutely nuts, and it makes you turn around. Like, what's going on? Like, what is it? And, you see the redhead motherfucker walking in before he became the king of boxing, of course. But when Victor Ortiz came out, he was the main event, and he didn't get half the reaction that Canelo brought. So, like, I get it. That place thunders when the stars walk in.
Yeah, bro. It was intense, bro. It was super intenseful. And it was a pretty good show.
It was a great card. It was a great card. So top to bottom, we had. Give us the rundown, top to bottom. Starting from the main event was Ruiz versus King Kong Ortiz.
Hey, dude, when he dropped him, when he dropped him the first time, that place went wild.
Nuts, huh?
Like, it was like a sea of people just like jumping up and down, screaming, fucking crazy, dude. Like, it was loud. It was so fucking loud in there.
Yeah.
It was crazy, bro.
So it was Ruiz and King Kong Ortiz as the main event. The co-main event was Abdelmatis, his return. It was Pitbull Cruz and our guy Eduardo Ramirez, Eduardo Ramirez, and then prior to that, right under that, better said, was Abdelmatis' return, and then under that was our other boy, Valenzuela and Rayo. He came up short against his opponent. I can never get his name.
His opponent?
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I've looked it up a million times, and I always.
He's from the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
What is
Get that name from me. But yeah, man, our boy Rayo, man, we've been keeping an eye on him dude for a long time, and
for a good minute, bro.
It was a shock to me because he's so talented. Not to say that this dude came in overpowering or over skilled for him. I don't think that's the case. I just think he came in a little too inexperienced with the rush. I think he pushed the pressure a little too much, and that's what happens. That is a risk you take when you put on that pressure.
You think he was focused on the knockout too much?
I think he would know that better than anyone, but I think he was pushing pressure too much, and that's the beauty of boxing. It's chess. Boxing is chess, meaning you have to dictate a step ahead of your opponent. Your opponent's trying to do to you what you're trying to do to him. It's who's sharper, who's stronger. Because skill, raw talent only takes you so far. You got to be smart in there. And Rayo is incredibly talented, incredibly fast.
The dude's name is
incredibly sharp.
Edwin de los Santos.
Edwin de los Santos? Was it de los Santos? Edwin.
Yeah, Edwin de los Santos.
So, so he, like I said, he's incredibly talented. And he just pressed it too much when I think he should have stepped back and took his time coming in. Oh, who we got?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen.
There he is.
We have a special guest with us today.
Special guest appearance.
For the second time. For the second time.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Eduardo Ramirez. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, ¿qué tal?
Aquí nomás, mira, aquí nomás tomando agua. Agua bendita.
Salud, salud, salud. No podría decir que yo también, pero quizás anoche vaya por ahí a cenar con mi familia y podría tomarme un poco de agua bendita.
¿Cómo estás, Zurdito? ¿Cómo te encuentras?
Bien, bien, gracias a Dios ya estamos acá en casa asimilando pues el amargo resultado, pero ni modo, toca descansar y asimilar de la mejor manera este trago amargo y tratar de estar tranquilo y salir adelante, ni modo. El boxeo a veces se gana y a veces se pierde.
Sí, sí. So he's saying is that he's back at home. You know, he's reminiscing on the fight. Um,
on the sour taste in his mouth
this
from the
yeah.
defeat that he took on Sunday. But for those of you unaware of who we're talking to, this is the guy that Eduardo Ramirez that fought Isaac Cruz on the undercard of Sunday's fight. This is the Maryland.
¿Y qué nos podrás decir? Porque te mirabas bien, tenías muy buen movimiento. En el primer round tenías buen movimiento. ¿Qué fue lo que pasó? ¿Has visto la pelea?
Sí, he mirado pues poco, la verdad, pero pues así es en este nivel. Creo que influyó demasiado el peso, así lo siento yo. Y pues ni modo,
Porque
me
tú,
agarró
tú,
frío. Creo, no sé, pero la verdad, este, mm, trato de asimilar y yo siento que fue bastante lo de que 135 no es mi división, quedó muy claro y los golpes son más fuertes, es muy diferente a los de las 130 en la división que estoy actualmente y pues mucho más diferentes a los de la 126.
Zurito, tú peleas naturalmente en el 126, ¿verdad?
No, yo ya soy un 130 natural. Tengo
130.
apenas dos peleas, pero yo vengo desde 122.
Ok. Entonces, empezaste tu carrera a los 122 libras.
Sí, creo que es super gallo y luego ya subí a pluma y acababa de tener una pelea con este Meléndez en 130.
Oh, de
Era mi
veras,
segunda
sí.
pelea, pero me salió esta oportunidad y es una oportunidad muy grande, pues, que muchos boxeadores o muchos la quisieran que se les presentara, pero por eso tomamos el reto y también sabiendo de que era una prueba muy dura, pero ni modo, pues es también un paso el que tienes que dar, pues. Y tenía una ilusión de...
You.
No se oye. Ándale,
Oh,
ahí
okay.
está.
Zurito's saying that he's come from way down in the smaller weight classes and has recently come up in his last two fights to fight 130, and he took an opportunity to fight Pitbull at 135. So, but he's also saying that now he realizes that that weight is too much for him. That he's naturally a smaller division fighter. We lost him.
Zurdito,
Did he spell
Eduardo.
that? Did you spell that?
I think he's still here.
Bueno, bueno, ya volvimos,
Ahí
es que
está, ahí está,
estaba
ahí está, ahí está.
¿Cómo está el clima allá ahorita que hay huracanes?
está, está muy lluvioso, creo que va a empezar a llover otra vez. Ahorita hace 10 minutos se calmó, pero hay pronósticos de lluvias fuertes.
Oye, ¿y cómo surgió esa pelea con el Pitbull, con el Isaac?
Es,
¿Cómo?
es- Es una oportunidad que se dio, de repente me dijeron a mí, está este rival, tú sabes, y pues mi equipo de trabajo y yo somos gente de reto, siempre nos gusta estar compitiendo con lo máximo y creo que pues sentíamos de que podíamos ganar o tener un mejor resultado, pero pues lamentablemente las cosas no se dieron, pero es como de la nada salió, me ofrecieron esa pelea y la acepté y ni modo, así las cosas.
You want to translate?
Yeah. So Chubbs asked if how did that fight come to fruition? He said that they brought him the opportunity, with the opponent being Isaac Cruz, and he accepted because he obviously believes in himself. He said it's a big opportunity, so he took it, put in the work, and they didn't get the results they wanted.
¿Y qué sigue para adelante para ti? ¿Qué son los planes? Espera, antes que me digas eso, ¿qué fue el plan entrando a la pelea? ¿Qué fue el plan tuyo para seguir adelante y con esta pelea con el Isaac?
¿Cómo? No entendí.
O sea,
¿Cómo que cuál fue?
¿cómo fue tu plan de ataque para pelear esa pelea contra el Isaac?
Boxear, es boxear. La clave con él es boxear. Creo que
Porque tira muy alocado, ¿verdad? Y se deja abierto varias veces.
sí, demasiado. Es un peleador muy fuerte y creo que es, si no adelantándome, viene siendo como la cara del boxeo mexicano, atrás de Saúl, el Canelo, pero la estrategia era boxear. Íbamos a salir a boxearlo, necesitábamos llevar muy buena condición física y sí, estábamos muy bien preparados, pero por ahí llegó ese golpe que no lo esperábamos y ni modo.
No, no, claro, y sabes qué, Zurito, en la primera round y hasta en la siguiente, te estabas moviendo bien, te estabas moviendo y lo amarrabas bien cuando se necesitaba y todo. Simplemente, y no te dio madriza ni nada, simplemente te cachó de todo lo que era, pero te estabas moviendo muy bien, ¿me entiendes?
Sí, ese era mi plan de pelea o mi estrategia a seguir, boxearlo toda la noche.
Ujú.
Pero la verdad, reconociendo y aceptando, no es mi peso, ese tonelaje no es para mí, no es mi división, porque en 130 he recibido golpes fuertes y no me han derribado. Y hoy en 135 se siente la diferencia, o no es que se sienta, pero se nota que es otro, el tonelaje es otro peso, es otra fuerza, es diferente la potencia y ni modo, pues tu cuerpo no lo aguanta, no lo resiste. Igual, me levanté porque pues tengo muchos pantalones, como dicen, pero yo no estaba bien ya y, y pues la verdad no es mi división, no me estoy justificando, pero tengo pensado volver a las 130 libras y pues ahí voy a estar.
So he says that his plan was to box. The Pitbull Cruz is a big puncher. He's a come forward Mexican fighter like Canelo Alvarez, and his plan, the strategy for the fight was to box and outbox him. And simply, he just got caught. And like I told him in Spanish, he was moving very well. He was tying him up when he needed to. He was keeping his distance. He was moving, using angles, and he simply just got caught. And he said yes. And he also realizes that 135 is not his weight division. That he plans on moving back down to 130. Joe.
And also that he feels that Isaac Cruz is the face of Mexican boxing, right
That also.
behind Canelo Alvarez as well as
That's
Canelo.
right.
¿Y qué sigue para ti, Eduardo?
La verdad ahorita no es que esté sin rumbo ni nada de eso, pero ahorita no se toca nada de ese tipo de temas. No es que no quiera decir ni nada, pues, pero ahorita voy a descansar, ahorita me dijeron, no, pues tú descansa, estate tranquilo. Y lo único que sí puedo decir es que voy a volver a las 130 libras.
No, está bien, pues,
No
pues,
sé cuándo, no sé contra quién, pero voy a volver a las 130 libras. La verdad, este, pues estoy como que tratando de asimilar porque yo no soy un peleador que esté acostumbrado a perder. Tengo un récord positivo de victorias y esto es un aprendizaje, la verdad no me agrada ni para nada, ni mucho menos a mi equipo y a mucha gente que me aprecia, que sigue mi carrera, pues claro que no les gustó, no lo tomaron de la mejor manera, pero era un reto que pues se tomó y hay que afrontar las consecuencias como tal.
no, sí, pero aquí va a seguir el apoyo tuyo. Cuando regreses al ring, aquí vamos a estar para seguir apoyándote, pues.
No, igual muchas gracias. Pues yo por eso igual me di el tiempo, porque yo también, yo miré que tú estuviste allá conmigo, anduviste así, independientemente del resultado, ahí estabas, pues. Y por eso yo me tomé la delicadeza de darte también tu espacio, pues, y muchas gracias por decirme pues, la cosa sigue y cuando necesite ahí vamos a estar para apoyarnos y igual cuando se pueda vamos a tratar de regresar de la mejor manera y claro, vamos a tener el tiempo para seguir haciendo contenido.
No, claro que sí.
Hey, hey, pero para la próxima inviten.
Es que
No se crea.
este, no, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Se me fue en la mente, güey.
No, let me translate. Let me translate. So Zurito's saying that he knows what it is, and he's not saying who, when, and how, but he's definitely going back to 130. And everybody that follows his career is telling him, it is what it is, and we're going to keep pushing forward. We're going to stay positive. He's saying the same thing, and he's thanking Chubbs for uh, meeting him in person and saying the same thing. And Chubbs just told him the exact same consistency that we're still here. We're going to continue to be positive and support him nonetheless, and to the forward we go.
Bueno, Zurdito, pues muchas gracias por tomarte el tiempo y contestar esta llamada de nosotros. Se te agradece, ya sé que estás ocupado y que ahorita es tiempo de familia. Que sigas bien, tú sigue con la frente en alto, no es para agüitarse y ya sé que el regreso es más chingón que la derrota, ¿eh? Y aquí sigues teniendo el apoyo de nosotros y hasta la próxima, mi amigo.
Muchas gracias y también por el espacio y por darme la oportunidad de dar la cara pues ante la gente, de que sepan que estoy bien, de que sepan que pues se afronta la derrota con la frente en alto. No es un resultado que nos agrade o que hubiéramos querido que así fuera, pero ni modo, así son las cosas y como te vuelvo a repetir, muchas gracias por el espacio y aquí vamos a andar. Un saludo.
Esto, un gran
Ah,
saludazo a mi amigo José también, que también es un gran amigo y tal vez ahí nos vemos en los mochis en noviembre, ¿eh? A ver si
Ah,
estás.
pues
ah,
si andas por acá, yo aquí soy vecino de José Ángel, aquí vive él a dos casas. Bueno, aquí vive mi mamá, pero aquí, como quien dice, aquí nací, aquí crecí yo y es mi vecino, es amigo de toda la vida y yo le doy tu saludo de tu parte.
Ándale, pues, que estés bien, ¿eh? Y ahí estamos hasta la próxima. Se me
Ok,
cuida.
muchas
Saludos,
gracias,
Luis,
saludos.
saludos a
saludos.
todos. Oye, ¿no quieres mandar saludos?
Pues un saludo a toda la gente que me apoya y a la que no también.
Y ¿dónde te pueden seguir en tus redes sociales?
Estoy en Facebook, eh, Ramírez S. Eduardo y en Instagram estoy Ramírez-Zurdito 126.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys go give him a follow. This dude is
Bang,
hella
bang.
cool. Hey, ahí estamos pues, mi zurdito. Muchas gracias.
Ánimo.
Saludos.
Hasta luego. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
There you have it. You heard it first here on the
Eduardo
Boxing Club
Ramirez,
podcast.
man. Hey, you need a shot, bro. You need to loosen up.
Well, this is tequila right here, my boy.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Why do you think I said agua bendita, Holmes?
Oh, okay, got it. The Argentine in me couldn't translate it.
Fucking
fake ass. So in a nutshell, you guys heard the man. He's not.
He's in high spirits, bro.
He's in high spirits. He's positive. He's not depressed or anything. He's taking time off with his family. He's getting back to the drawing board. I'm kind of making that part up, but it's just what it sounds like. He's the mental state he's in, and he's gonna come back. And he said, shout out to all the followers and everybody that doesn't follow me.
He said, pretty much, shout out to the followers and the haters.
That was awesome.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Hate us because they ain't us. So to recap on his fight, hey, the dude was moving nice. He was a lefty. Pitbull's a righty, so he kept his distance. Obviously, they were watching out for the big punches. If you look through the whole first round, he was moving and ducking and angles and tying him up when he needed to and keeping his distance. He moved well. He just got caught. That's what it is. That's what I just told him. They just see you move well. You just got caught. Because if you watch that second round, I've watched it a couple of times. Pitbull was using the right overhand right, and then the right to the body, overhand right, right to the body. So he thought he was coming in for the body shot. It seems like, and he put his hands down, and it was a left because he kept using his right, and then he came with the sweeping left and caught him. So it was like a clean, left hook, a sweeping left hook. So
why don't
that's part of the game.
Why don't you give a quick a quick analysis on how big of a difference 5 pounds make? Because he even said it, right?
3 pounds. 3 pounds is huge.
Right.
So 3 pounds, 5 pounds, anything over that is extreme. And you get the nonchalant, casual fans that'll tell you, "We just 2 pounds. I was just gonna lose 2 pounds." He paid the guy $500,000 for 2 pounds. Bro, if you don't have the 2 pounds to lose, where is it going to come from? 1. 2, there's weight classes for a reason. And Canelo was a gigantic example of what that means. You are able to do things with certain guys. Now, I hate to always revert back to me, but I can revert back to me because it's experience and I can speak on it.
Speak on it.
In factual, cases. In factual cases is when you're a certain size and you get into a different weight, you're fighting guys that are bigger. And there was a big myth going on. I think it's not really carried on anymore, but there was a big myth that you lose your power as you go up in weight. And that was from 35s, 40s that go into welterweight to like fight Floyd. And they were like, oh, he's going up to fight bigger guys. You're going to lose your power. You never lose your power. You still have the same power. You just hit bigger fucking guys. And even though it might not look it in height, but mass, you're talking about mass. Your body is growing, whether you like it or not. It's going to grow into frames, bigger frames.
It's over.
You're going to go up
more pain.
And you're a naturally big guy in a mass. Picture yourself punching, a scrawny kid and punching him through the wall versus a chubby dude. You're not going to punch the same guy through the same wall. It just doesn't work that way. So when you get in terms of boxing, you're cutting weight to fight within a division. So you have to meet a minimum of 135 pounds. You have to be 135 on the dot or less. And a lot of people will weight drain nowadays safely, will weight drain the body to make that threshold of the weight division. In this example, 135. And overnight, believe it or not, you will rehydrate like 10 pounds, depending on how big you are. Canelo rehydrates naturally 17 pounds, 15 pounds over fucking night. So you can, people have
I
People
can't
spend their whole fucking.
I can't lose 1 fucking pound overnight, dude. How the fuck you does
So
17?
listen, dude, this is why boxing is it's a beauty of a sport, and people don't. Some guys, don't get me wrong. Some guys try to cheat, and they try to wiggle their way around different ways to get around the weight. But boxing as a whole is a beautiful sport because you're there's so many factors involved, and when you try to cheat your way to fighting smaller guys, you ever hear that? He's a weight bully.
Yeah.
That's a naturally big guy that has the body that can go down to a smaller weight. You make that weight and then balloon up the next night or overnight, I mean, for the next day for fight night. And now you're beating up on smaller guys that can't do that. That's a weight boom. Um, someone like, and some guys never have weight problems. Some guys never really got criticized, and it's never in the media. Like, I'll
I
go
had
right back.
I've had a weight
No,
issue my
go.
whole life.
That's a great example. Like in the casual, civilian world, there's guys there's people, not guys, people that fight their whole lives trying to lose 5 fucking pounds on the next keto diet, the fucking moon diet, the next door neighbor diet, the miracle diet, and they
The
can't lose
Sancho
5 pounds
diet.
to sit. Yeah, the Sancho diet, and they can't lose a fucking pound to save their lives.
Hell no, that
But
shit.
these athletes, these boxers, have to cut weight, make weight, cut weight, make weight, same thing, every time they fight. And when you're in the lower weight classes, like some of our guys, Jesse and Matias and Hyder Miller and all these guys, they're cutting weight fighting you every other month. So you can't go and pig out on burgers and pig out on pizza and fucking Grubhub, Chinese food. These guys are literally on a strict diet for
So that's what
months.
I'm doing wrong?
I agree, man. You might need to get a nutritionist, bro, or get with Larry Wade, strength and conditioning coach, man.
Oh, Larry Wade will kill me, bro. Shout out to Larry Wade.
Hey, shout out my guy Larry Wade, man. I was listening to that episode. It was a great episode, and I also was looking through old archives, which aren't really that old. It was about a month or two ago. I asked Sean Porter at Ryan Garcia's media workout, what is it like to work with Larry Wade? And he goes, "Who? You mean Larry? Yeah, Larry Wade." He goes, "Oh, Larry Wade. Yeah, let me just say this. There's guys that have showed up to work out and never showed up again. Showed up for one
I
day.
I would be one of those fucking guys, bro.
Yeah, like I caught him off guard, bro. Like everyone's asking him fight questions and shit. And I'm like, what's it like to work with Larry Wade?" And he's like, Larry Wade. I'm like, yeah. What's it like to work with him? And he goes, uh, it's like in kinder terms, it's a
You know
fucking
what? You know
workout, and it
what?
should be.
I'm gonna upload that shit tonight. I'm gonna take that little clip and I'm gonna upload it and I'm gonna tag Larry Wade.
You should, bro, because everyone I've asked that knows him, no one ever has anything bad to say about that guy. And like we said
He's
the other day on the phone, he's such a genuine guy, right?
Mhm.
And he knows his craft on top of that. So you mix those two things, and now that we've got to know him a little bit more, I look back at our, what was it, a year ago?
a year
Year ago,
ago.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I look back, I go back and listen to that whole episode, which was an hour or so, about an hour long. And like I told you on the phone, the guy is just fucking, excuse my language. The guy's just wholesome. He's a wholesome. There's no sprinkle, Salt Bay guy that is trying to sprinkle, you know, icing on the cake.
No,
He's
he's
just telling you what it is, and it's so wholesome. It just draws you in to listen to this dude. It's yeah, man. That's why he builds champions. The dude knows what he's doing. He's
yep.
wholesome,
That fool's
genuine guy, man.
Yep. So
Great
moving on,
perspective.
moving on. Let's wrap this last Sunday card up.
Yeah,
Rayo be back. Rayo be back. Rayo's in high spirits. Just like Surdito. It wasn't a good night for Mochis. Um, you know.
dude. Our guys got work, bro.
Yeah.
What do you call Andrade, man? I think it was just experience, and he came in a little too aggressive.
Well, you know about his fighter, right? The fighter changed 4 days prior.
Yeah.
So what
You know
happened
what?
was, the fighter that he was supposed to fight from Panama, he couldn't leave the country or he couldn't enter the United States. he had some legal problems, so he couldn't
Visa
come in.
issues.
Visa issues. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. So they found a replacement. I don't think they had enough time to do their homework or whatever, or I don't know. But that was Thursday. He found a replacement, and that
Jesus.
says a lot of shit about Rayo because a lot of people won't take that replacement on such a short notice. You know what I
Right.
mean? So mad props to you, Rayo. Keep your head up, my boy.
No, you know what?
Um,
It's not like he got in. He didn't get in there and get fucking over skilled, overpowered. None of that.
he just
He
got
just
caught.
what it is. He got caught because the dude was willing to exchange when he exchanged, and I think
Hmm.
Rayo did not expect that. But at the same
The old
time,
goose and the
the
old goose
oh
thing.
my man Joe will tell you the same thing. You got to fire when he fires, and it's very dangerous. He used to say that it's very dangerous because you don't know who's going to catch you best when you're both firing. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And I think that's all that happened. But he's like I said, before Zulita came on, I was breaking it down. He's super skilled, super talented. I
Oh
think
yeah.
he's going to take this as a back to the drawing board as a big learning curve, and he's going to always revert back to this is what I did wrong in that fight, and I just won't do it again. Simple as that.
Right.
And he's going to keep learning and growing. He's ultimately I have uh like if I'm looking at this as a far end scope, I still see value as a champion, bro. He's very
Oh,
skilled.
no doubt. No doubt. No doubt. That's for a fact. So, what did you think about the Modest fight?
Ah, my man Matis. I love Matis, bro. I love Matis. He comes from he. The unfortunate part for Matis is that he comes from a generation that's on the way out. They're
Yeah.
done. The Rayos, the Pitbull
Rayo.
Cruzes,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
the
They're coming
Rayos,
in. They're coming in.
The Pitbull Cruises, the Camboses, the
The
those
Hades,
guys,
the
the
Shakur
Heaney, the
Stevensons,
Shakur Stevenson, those guys are coming in. This is
Teofimos,
the Teofinos exactly. So Mares is the little Santa Cruz, the Mikey Garcias, those Danny
the
Garcia. They're on
Leos.
the way out. Exactly, they're on the way out. And I think Mares is just such a. I remember watching him as a bald head Cholito with the little mustache,
With
and then he got rich and he got hair and he looks like a fucking model. I'm like, what the fuck? But he is not what is so talented that it's hard for somebody so talented to be like I'm done because he has it in him naturally that he's so good naturally that he's like, I can do this. Like, why am I sitting back? Why am I not acting? I can do this. And then you get in there and you're like, it's age versus youth, and boxing is a youth sport. At
yeah,
30, you're already old. 30, you're old, and unfortunately, Marty's is over 30. He's been through wars. Uh,
two eye
I
surgeries.
remember, yeah, 2 eye surgeries. Um, I remember when he lost to his old stablemate on, I think it might have been the Broner undercard when he got folded by his old stablemate, and I was like, oh. And he's fought Leo twice after that in a war. He's not a boxer puncher. He can be, but he's been in wars. Is my point. And been a champion, and he's accomplished so much. He's made a big staple, and he's a household name. But he's on the way out. And Mares got the decision. I think was what he could have got, and you know, unless he's gonna be the name to level up the next guy, like if he's gonna fight Tank or he's gonna
I
fight.
hope they don't keep him as a gatekeeper though.
That's what I'm saying. So
I
what
don't
else
I
is he
don't
gonna do?
I like Abner too much for him to be that. You know what I mean? Like I think he's had such a great career to where
Just hang it up.
just hang it up. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
hang it up.
This
Um,
so
don't
where
don't
you're
don't be a don't be a fucking Gabe Rosado. You know
don't
what I
be a
mean?
Gabe Rosado. Don't
Yeah.
be a Victor Ortiz. Don't be a Brandon Rios.
And
These
with
guys
all due
fought with.
respect, like with all
Of
due
course,
respect,
of
you know what I
course,
mean?
of course.
I'm not trying to shit on Abner,
No, no, no,
but
no.
you know what I mean?
No, no, but look what Mikey did. Mikey accomplished, he stamped his fucking name in the boxing world, made smart investments. He's like,
See you later,
I'm out
boxing.
riding in the sunset, bro. And how much respect do you have? I have so much respect for Mikey, bro.
Hell
So
yeah.
much respect for that dude. Still, he will ultimately be remembered as one of those guys that are just, I've said it a million times, fundamentally the pedigree, bro. It's just there, and he's gonna leave his legacy that way. The more you fight on, it's gonna be like Roy Jones Jr., one of the greatest, and then all you remember is him getting fucked up in the end.
That was
It's brutal.
That was so hard to watch.
Or
The tail end of his career was so hard to watch.
Exactly, and I think Mata is his own critic, and he just wants to prove it to himself. It's like, hey man, just hang it up. You have a great legacy. He's boxing royalty. He's one of LA's boxing royalty.
One of
just
LA's
like Andre
finest,
Ward
bro,
did.
for sure.
Boom, right? Just hang it up, and that's what I think about it, to be honest, man. And I love Mata.
I think the same way. Throughout the Midas fight, there was a fucking brawl right next to us, bro.
I saw that. You were next to it.
Full, that shit was right in front of me, way. Like literally, it was literally like 2 rows in front of me, way. That shit was lit. That shit was
lit.
It was.
Look, hey, let me tell you something.
2 dudes fucked up 4 guys.
Look, it happened. Yeah. Let me tell you something. I am forever traumatized of stadium brawls because on TV, everyone's a tough guy. And I say this a million times. Everyone's a tough guy. You see it on TV, you're like, if I was there, me versus 6 guys, I'll fucking let them all. Everyone's a tough guy. If you've ever seen one of these brawls in person,
it's nuts.
Is nuts. One thing. Now you take that and you take it in baseball to the Bay Area. People are getting killed, bro. People are getting stomped out. I am traumatized because one thing is in a parking lot and you've got this open space and you've got, if you know anything about fighting, all you gotta do is keep your distance, keep your hands up. And you have such leverage over the other guy that doesn't know how to fight some random street fighter dude. But in a stadium, you're in a seat and it's leveled and there's steps and there's rails and there's fucking,
chairs.
All kinds. Dude, you cannot get your weight onto a punch to save your life. Like how people fight in that, I'm like, nah, bro. I would rather live to see another day, not beat up, and I'm looking the other way.
So that rumble, that fight that happened in front of me, lasted 2 fucking rounds. It was during the middle of Andrew Mata's fight. I swear, way. Security couldn't stop him. It wasn't until the cops came. That everybody was just like fucking jumping over seats and. Yeah, I swear, fool, that shit was comedy.
So 2 guys beat up 4 guys.
2 dudes beat up 4 dudes, bro. That shit was tight.
Wow, that's wild, dude.
So I missed 2 rounds. I missed 2 rounds of the Midas fight because of the rumble that was going on right in front of me.
Nah.
And it just happened out of nowhere. Like out of nowhere, I turned around and I was like, "Oh shit, these fools are getting down. Hell yeah!" I got the bald guy. They're all bald.
Yeah. It might be age or what, man. I actively avoid physical confrontation. Actively, even though I could confidently say, just a random dude in the street toe to toe, I'll probably fold. If you don't fold me, I'm gonna fold you. But I actively avoid it. A quick story. I think we were on the phone right after. I was having drinks at a Lazy Dog over here in LA, and there was this dude in a Mercedes hauling ass, like right in front of the straightaway in front of the restaurant. I'm about to cross the street, and hauling ass, and he brakes, and I was like, you gonna run us over? Like, what the hell? So I look and I'm staring at the dude like, what is your problem? Why are you driving like a weirdo? As he gets closer, mind you, slamming his brakes in front of us. As he's getting closer, he starts throwing up gang signs, and I'm like, and naturally, confrontation is confrontation, but it takes me a second to digest it.
Bájale de huevos.
Yeah, so he's throwing up. So in the car, he's still creeping towards us, but he's right in front of me. And I'm looking at him like, why are you driving like weird? Are you gonna run me over? Or can I cross the street? And I'm walking across the street. He starts throwing up gang signs, and I'm like, what the hell? So I'm still looking at him. And then he rolls the window down. He's like, "What'd you say?" I was like, "I didn't say nothing. What's cracking?" Then the ghetto comes out of me. And so I'm looking in the car, but the first thing I start thinking about is, what if this dude has a strap? Because one thing I don't take away from nothing, I'm not judging nobody. I'm not saying you will or won't, but I ain't taking a fucking risk. I got kids, man. So I start looking in the car like, is this dude pulling out a strap? And yapping, then he takes off. So the whole rest of the evening, I'm thinking like, what if this dude had a gun? And I would have, said something or elevated it. And get out the car, then he gets out shooting. I could have beat you up maybe, or you could have beat me up maybe, but I'd rather not get shot. Maybe a couple of days. But.
No, pues
anyway,
cabrón. Hey, so Canelo's coming up next week?
Canelo is coming up next week. He KOs Triple G before 10.
I think 8th round. I'm calling in the
8th round.
Yeah.
I say definitely before 10.
Hey, you know what? We need to have the fucking roaches on here because they be talking a lot of shit, and they say that about Canelo Triple G. That Triple G is gonna mop him up before he goes into the sunset.
We need to run this on Monday or Tuesday next week before the
so
fight.
I'm gonna hit him up. You hear that, roaches? Tolo, Franco, we're coming for you. We're coming.
Okay, so as long as me and you're in agreement that Canelo's stopping Triple G.
Oh, for sure.
I'll do a bet. I'll do a bet for sure with the roaches.
Let's have the roaches on next week, bro, and we'll talk about that.
Let's do it.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I'll even break it down as to why. I would love to hear why they think Triple G. Outside of bias, I want to hear how Triple G's gonna beat up Canelo. It just doesn't happen.
Nah, hell no.
Not in my book. And it goes right back to the weight classes we were talking about. Canelo's a gigantic example of how that works. Canelo looked, proved, seemed unstoppable. He can do what he wished to you. A big, strong, full-fledged 168-pound boxer, puncher. He did what he wanted with him towards the end of the round. A come forward, tank-style destroying bull, Triple G. The first fight maybe, but the second fight, all Canelo. He goes up to Kovalev, same thing, in a bigger version, knocked him out. You can dictate whatever attributes back and forth as to why he could or why.
Kovalev was washed up. He was on his way out.
Like I said, all the attributes you can plug them all in. It still equates to the same thing. But then he goes up to the big ass weight classes. These guys are outweighing him. They tower his ass, and he was young, fresh, strong, didn't have the intimidation factor. Canelo couldn't do shit, and it's not because he was outclassed. He just was. The weight difference is all the difference, man. I tell that to everybody, and don't get me wrong, I was like, the guy has a chance, but Canelo's gonna win. And when I watched the fight, I was like, holy fudge. Canelo can't do shit.
What the fuck did you just say?
Holy fudge. I'm trying not to curse.
Bro, what the?
I'm trying. Look, I've been told.
Hey, you sound like my tia Joanne, bro. My tia Joanne.
Yeah.
My tia Joanne, she won't cuss in front of my mom. No, she won't cuss in front of my mom. She won't cuss in front of the kids. But as soon as my mom's not around, and as soon as the kid's not around, she's cussing up a storm.
Yeah. I was kind of raised the same way. Like you ask my aunt, she'll tell you. Like I've only heard him curse like once ever his whole life. My mom, same thing. I don't really curse. Might curse like once, but man, that's the weight class. But it was a great card on Sunday.
That shit was tight. What do you think about Andy Ruiz, bro?
I think the same thing. Same thing hasn't changed. I think his weight. He came in at the same weight he came in with Joshua.
He surprised me. He surprised me a lot. I was actually picking King Kong to win.
King Kong.
Yeah.
Well, look. So why did he surprise you?
Because he was disciplined.
He looked like the old. Well, how do you figure? He looked like the old Ruiz, right?
Right.
You know what? He went right back to the same weight. The whole physique thing took away from him. He was so used to fighting with the chubbiness, he used it to his advantage because he has naturally quick hands. His hands are quick regardless. It's
Yeah.
his body. His body, he thought by strengthening his legs and cutting weight, he was going to be able to maneuver himself different, but it's awkward to him. His body mechanics are used to him being chubby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like a chubby dude wants to slim down and look thin and trim and trying to be a fucking
Trying to look
Vogue
like me.
model. Yeah. So then he starts to look awkward because he feels awkward and he acts awkward because it's just not naturally him. So he goes back to his chubbiness and feels right again. And he acts right, acts the same as he was. And that's what Andy did. He went right back to his old natural ways and it worked for him because his explosiveness, his counter-punching explosiveness, I was like, oh, there he is. Wow. Yeah, and he knocked King Kong down, 3 times because of that. Now, people are going to also argue he couldn't get a shot off for a couple rounds through the middle of the fight. But you also got to remember, it's his first lefty, and it's King Kong Ortiz as his first lefty. That's no fucking joke. I wouldn't pop off first against somebody like that. I'm trying to see where he's at and counterpunch. So it's a chess match. But as far as explosiveness and power, being back, I feel like he was the old Ruiz. And then post conference, he said exactly what I wanted to hear, and I think it was genuine. He said, "I feel more disciplined because I am more disciplined now. I went right back to the old me. I went right back to the chubby me, and I feel like I need to capitalize on my career right now because I'm still in it, and I can worry about the dumb shit later." Basically, he said it in different words, but that's what he meant. That versus, remember with the first Joshua fight, he was on cloud 9, and I'm like, oh, I'm hearing stories you can't find this fool to train. He's gonna get fucked up if you're not in it, And same thing I feel with the Chris Arreola fight. He was trying to slim. He was listening to too many different things, not being his natural self. And Chris Arreola he rang his bell 3 times. It was fucked him up.
Yeah.
He just wasn't himself. But at the end of the day, all in all, I don't think he's there for Wilder. I think he's there with the rest of the top guys in the division. Definitely not Fury. I don't think he fucks with Wilder. I think it's a great fight, but I think Wilder will stop him. He's got that stopping power.
What do you want to see more?
Right now,
Wilder Ruiz?
I want to see Wilder Ruiz. No, I want to see Wilder Ruiz right now, and I want to see Joshua Fury because that's even in the talks. I want to see those fights get made and the winner fight.
I want to see Joshua Wilder because they're both coming off a loss.
Yeah, but I don't anymore. You know why? Because they're both coming off a loss, so they're both not going to be themselves. They're still going to try to rebuild themselves. And you put them on that, so it's like me and you fight, right? And it's actually I'll beat you up, so it's not even a good example. No, look, it's like me and you went and fought 2 different people, and we both lost. Me and you lost, which probably won't happen because it's a fucking fight. And then we fight each other. We're kind of fighting in our lost mental state. So we shouldn't fight each other, right?
So we need to fight one more time to win, and then we.
No. Well, yes and no. So versus that, you put me against a dude in the yard that's been making a claim, and same thing with you in another city. Now it's do or die for me. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Now it's do or die. Now if I beat the shit out of this guy, which I believe I should believe I can. Now I'm at the top. Now I'll come fight anybody. Versus fighting another guy that's coming off his loss same as me. You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
It's like the triumphant thing. I don't know. That's how I see it.
Hey, so who do you got? You got Bivol? You got Zurdo?
Damn. Yeah, man. Oh, dude.
I got Bivol, bro.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I don't doubt Zurdo, bro. I don't doubt Zurdo, but I can't doubt Bivol either. He beat fucking Canelo. It's not like he steamrolled a small dude. Canelo's no fucking joke.
But I don't know.
I can't even call that, bro. I'm gonna call me crazy, bro. As much I like Bivol a lot because he's like, I don't give a shit. I come like Canelo, go ahead, bring him. I don't care what he's doing. I'm doing what I'm doing. That was his mentality, and I love it. But Zurdo's no fucking joke either, dude. Zurdo's no joke. I can't call it. I just can't.
That's gonna be a good one. I can't wait. They're touring
Hey,
Saudi Arabia right now.
I know, dude, which is gonna be badass. That's gonna be badass fight. Zurdo Durrell. I mean Zurdo Durrell.
I
Caleb
think
Plant Durrell.
I think Caleb Plant's gonna fuck him up
I
and knock him
hope it
out.
fucks him up.
I
I
think
hope
so.
so. I'm Team Plant, baby.
Hell
Team
yeah.
Plant.
We're Team
Not for
Plant all
nothing.
day.
Not for nothing.
But for
And
everything.
I hear otherwise, but I don't like Anthony Durrell. I don't like his style, and I don't like him as a person. I don't like that. I don't like the
Have you
way
met
he
him in
is.
person?
Never.
Then how
And
the
I don't
fuck you
want
don't
to.
like him as a person?
Because although you can distinguish the difference between his boxing character and his personality. Because I hear he's a nice guy, maybe, but I just his boxing style, his mentality, and his character, his personality in the press conferences, I just don't like it. I don't.
Mm.
I don't. I think also because I can't connect with people that argue with repeating themselves. That's not an argument. That's just you trying to impose what you're thinking into me without explaining it to me as to why. Like change my mind. I'm open to
Right.
hearing it, but don't just try to beat the same thing into me. You know, I used to argue with people like that, and I actually consider them a little bit dumb. You know, when they're like, "Well, what about this?" I tell them, "Well, this. Well, what about this?" I'm trying to explain. What about this? I'm trying to explain to you. You stop repeating the same shit. I'm trying to tell you. Well, what about this? Like, I heard you. Stop saying the same thing over. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have the capacity to establish the argument. And Darrell's like he's just yaps the same thing over. And Caleb like seems and sounds a little bit more high IQ ish. Like well, I'm trying to tell you why, and the dude just yaps and yaps and yaps. And on top of that, I just can't get past that fight he did where he threw away the last round and got a draw and he's
Oh, and
mad.
he's walking
Why
around
you
the whole round?
yeah, like why are you mad? Why did you throw
Fucking
away the last round? You didn't learn from De La
dumbass.
Hoya? You can't do that. I just that to me is a not that you have to have a warrior mentality in boxing, but that's pussy mentality to me. Like
Yeah.
you think you have the fight in the bag and you're gonna run. I think you should be disqualified for winning because boxing is stick and move, not move and move.
I stick and move all the time.
Yeah, and not with the glove.
Hey, so this weekend, where we at? We're at Next Gen / Bosch
Yeah.
Boxing, Bash
Mm,
Boxing.
mm, mm. You know,
Um,
I've been on the phone. I've been on the phone all week with my man Ron behind. You
Shout
know,
out to
we've
Ron. What's up, Ron?
Ron, we've been connecting this guy and trying to get him in all the plugs we could possibly get. So he's working with Matthias Radcliffe. Matthias is
Fighting this
back on
Saturday.
Saturday the 10th. He's back to back. He's been on a long layoff, but he put on a great show
3 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
3.
2 weeks ago. I think third week. So 3 weeks ago at the Commerce Casino, my boy brought out his adopted brothers, or he's the adopted brother, the Vargas dynasty. He even brought the legend,
Yeah.
Ando fucking Vargas himself. They were in the house supporting. Man, the MR Army was big, like it always
MRA
is.
for the MR Army dog. That shit. Every time he
It's
comes out,
growing,
it's
bro.
growing.
It's growing. It gets bigger and bigger. So
Yeah.
he's got back-to-back fights. So his next fight, he's been in camp. He's been working out for the 10th. And Ron's in the background now. I've been chatting with this dude.
Shout out to the whole Outlaws Boxing Club in Tarzana, California.
Of course, Coach Brandon Krause,
The Flip
the
Flop King
chief,
himself.
the flip flop king, the chief himself. You know, he's always in there just dialed in, Brandon Krause.
Dude's so
Man.
super chill, dude. Like he's so cool as hell.
Hey, but he's dialed. Like people might misunderstand his presence, if that makes any sense, right? So I walk in and he's just everyone like there's people freaking out, there's people stressed out, there's people that just are there, and then there's the boxers, they're dialed in, they got headphones and shit, they're there, ready to go, locked in. And Brandon's just but he's locked in. Like sometimes like this last time actually, perfect example, I see him in there, he looks zoned in with Matias. And I'm like, I want to go. I'm saying hi to everybody. I saw Lawrence. I saw Wally. And I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? And everybody's chilling. Wrong.
Hey, shout out to Wally too, bro.
Hey, that's what he's doing. Hey,
Fucking Wally.
Let me get into that guy in a second. But
Fucking Wally. What's up, dog?
Brandon's over there, working with Matias, and I look at him, and he's just laser focused. And I'm like, man, I'm bothered. I'm gonna wait till the fight's over and I'll chop it up with him. So I'm in there with the camera getting footage in the locker room or in the room or whatever. And as I'm getting footage, they finish their little sesh, and he walks right up to me and he's like, taps me with the mitt. And he's like, I'm like, oh, he's paying attention. He knows his whole surrounding. He's dialed in.
He's badass, dude. Yeah,
Brandon Corrales is something
shout
else,
out to you,
Coach. Flip flop king himself.
Word.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, Wally, man. So Wally's in there too, doing his fucking thing. He shows up and was working with this fighter,
and then like in London.
And next day he's in London. Yeah. Yo, Wally, man.
Fucking Wally's doing the damn thing.
The beard, bro. He beats your beard, bro. His beard
shut
fresh.
up. Fuck you. And my beard beats yours, so shut up.
You ever see my son give you
the mean eyes?
Sad face?
Yeah.
No, the sad face. That's me right now. So, all right, let's wrap it up, cuz.
Let's wrap it up. Taquache. This Saturday, make sure you guys tune in. I forgot the streaming service that is gonna be on. Is it via something? Viva something? We'll post it on Instagram.
Yeah, check out the Instagram. Get your tickets. It's gonna be
make sure you guys.
The card is YouTubers. I mean, fucking Blueface is on it. YouTubers and entertainers, man. But our boy Matthias on it. He's on the card, so make sure you get your tickets. Show up. It's always a great fight. Great show.
Yeah, next week we'll have more information on more fights that are coming up. We will have the Roaches on here next week.
Can't wait.
Big shout out to Sergio Jimenez. He's fighting again October 22nd in Mexico. Shout out to Marv Nation, who's in Costa Rica right now. Make sure that everybody tunes in tomorrow, September 8th, on this zone for Golden Boys Thursday night fights. The entire Marv Nation is in Costa Rica. They got Yoka fighting for the belt to be undisputed. You also got La Cobra Ruiz. She's fighting for her belt.
Badass.
You also got
badass.
Mr. Jose Alvarado, who's fighting also. Don Cheto, saludos, viejón. Coach G's doing her thing, man. Shout out to you too, Coach G.
Hey, Coach G, stop acting like you're too big for me when you see me, man. No, I'm kidding.
She's building monsters over
building
there.
champions, bro.
And Boyle
Heights.
Heights.
She's locked in.
So
locked in.
Make sure you guys stay tuned to our Instagram at the Boxing Club _podcast. The Boxing Club Podcast on Facebook. The Boxing Club Podcast on YouTube. We are doing the damn thing. Catch us at all these local live events. Stop by, say hi, take a picture. You got anything, Lou?
Yeah. Stay tuned. Merch boots coming soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
let me see. Hold on. You like the big chub? You like the big chub shirts? They're on the way. Let me see your shirt.
Actually, you gotta like the big chub shirt I designed it.
Yeah.
Why is it blurry?
Because your background's blurry, mental.
Oh shit. None.
There you go.
Bang. No mic, no mo. No mic, no mo.
No mic, no mo, and no gloves with no whack ass name.
Stuff. Hey! Hey!
So yeah, make sure you guys go give us a follow. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you ring that little bell. so you guys can get all of our latest and greatest episodes. Louis be dropping all kinds of cool shit on our YouTube channel. So stop by, check it out, like the videos, leave a comment,
Yes,
subscribe, show some love. We are the Boxing Club Podcast, and we out.
We out.